All right, my name is Sama Daniel Boni. I was born and raised in Cameroon, in Africa, West to Central Africa. I don't know. They change that classification all the time. um, while I'm being in a light-hearted mood, I'm about to deliver a very serious message that God revealed to me. This is for Cameroonians, and as a watchman, if God shows me something and I do nothing about it, and the effect of what God showed me comes to pass, and people lose their lives because of it, God will require the blood of my hands. And those people might die in their sins, but the blood will be required of me. I don't want to be in a position where God requires the blood of people on my hands because I failed to give warning. Now, this is what's happening. There's a possibility. I'm making this video. If any I'll try to send it to as many Cameroonians as I can. You can let your friends know. Please let them know. There's a possibility that the government of France might instigate a situation in Cameroon. It's a possibility, like they did in Mali. There's a very strong possibility the French government might instigate something in the nation of Cameroon, so there's an uproar and they have a reason to come into that country and send their military in there. It's a possibility they can do this. It's a likelihood they might do this. I'm making this video as a warning. For some, let me not say for some weird reason, but because of the mindset of the French and some European countries, they don't believe that they can have partnership with Africans and both parties benefit. They believe they have to oppress. They believe that they have to use money to oppress another country to feel good. You know, it's kind of like when you went to boarding school, and even though you brought gifts for that big brother, that guy that was in that bunk, and even though you were nice to him, they still didn't care. To feel good about themselves, they had to belittle you. They had to treat you badly. That's the kind of, those who've gone to boarding schools in Cameroon, you know what I'm talking about. It's that kind of feeling. You know, they don't seem to like the kind of anointing God has placed on some people from the nation of Cameroon. Remember this. Even if Paul Biya comes out tomorrow and creates a law that is bad for you, let me take the worst case scenario. Paul Biya comes out and say Cameroon is an Islam nation and everybody has to they have to follow Sharia law and wear the Muslim thing. Let's say Paul Biya gets that crazy and makes a law like that. The best reaction to a law you don't like for a country like Cameroon, you are not allowed to carry weapons like Americans. I live now in America. I've been here since 2001. In this country, people carry weapons. If the government aggresses people, they can defend themselves. In Cameroon, that's not the case. In Cameroon, people are not allowed to carry weapons. If the French government if the French government decides to instigate something in Cameroon, the public and our fellow brothers Cameroonians decide to receive the monetary incentive that they are offered by these money people. When money is involved, people can sell their souls. Remember that. If they do choose to do that, and they can inflict a lot of pain on fellow Cameroonians. The way, in that kind of situation, the way you fight and the way that these instructions I'm getting from God, if this kind of thing happens, like it's happening in Mali, if it happens in Cameroon, the way to fight it is you turn the nation into a graveyard. Everybody stays home. If everybody stays home, that will shut down the government of Cameroon. They will have to change whatever law or whatever thing they've implemented that the people don't like. This is the best way to fight. You stay home and turn the nation into a graveyard. Obviously, someone cannot be a president of a graveyard. The French still need the Cameroonian population, the population, to go out and work and do the work for them to steal from you if that's what they plan on doing. So if you turn the nation into a graveyard by staying home and not coming out, and you literally shut the country down like that, for people without arms, that's the way you fight. And it's very important to do it that way, because should you stay home and they send military people to start attacking people in their houses, people that are not carrying arms, people that are not being aggressive, and they send them to literally start doing that, then God can step in. Angels can literally come in and start killing those soldiers. But if you take weapons, so you go out and demonstrate and fight, those angels will start thinking that, well, if they're strong enough to fight, let them fight their own battles. But if you cannot fight and you show that you're not able to fight, and we're praying for you too, angels can step in literally. Those military can start getting killed even in their armored cars. Angels can go in and kill them. Mysteriously, people just start dying in the military. That can happen, but it will only happen if angels can see that you're not able. If you go out and start protesting, trying to fight, they see that they'll say, if you have the power to fight them, then we won't step in. But if you stay in your houses and just turn the country to a graveyard until whatever they impose on you that you don't like is lifted, that's the best way to go about it for a country that has no weapons. But I'm saying that it's a likelihood that they might do this in Cameroon. If they do it, this is the way to go about it. You don't want to go out there protesting. They would have excuses to send even French military into the country. And then when they send those French military into the country, what's going to happen is they will instigate Cameroonians, even through money, to take your daughters and rape them and do wicked things to them. They take your little daughters, take them to the forest, rape them there, and when they're bleeding, they'll leak the blood. The devil worshippers in the military, you have to remember, not all of them are God-fearing. When they rape your daughters and their daughters are bleeding, they'll leak the blood. And then when they're done doing that, they'll sacrifice that person to the devil and go into this evil frenzy, screaming and being happy for what they did. So you don't want your daughters to be put in that position out of stupidity. You don't want to let them go out there protesting, and then they'll have chances to start snatching them, raping them, doing all kinds of crazy things. They take some of your daughters out to the forest, they lay down there, some of them turn into a snake and go into your daughter through their private parts, and then the female comes back home and is acting all weird. You don't know what's happened to them. They do all kinds of satanic things. You have to remember this. I'm going to put this on YouTube. Don't fall trap to that and let them use you for satanic sacrifice. And when they do that to your daughters and then they rush to Nigeria to get deliverance from TB Joshua, the government will blacklist him. The government don't blacklist him for nothing. It's because he's freeing your daughters that they've done this type of things to. They do him, they send them back with HIV to infect as many people as they can. Remember, not everybody in that military is God-fearing. Some of them will sold their souls to the devil and they do these wicked things. I know they're not happy with me to say this, but I have to say it because I came to this country in 2001. I'm not saying that everybody in the government is guilty, but what I faced in the developed world, in the Western world, is not something that you can easily talk about. You make phone calls to Cameroon, they intercept the calls and then alter it to sound different and then lie that you did something that you had no idea about. They do these kind of things, but then they pretend and go to Libya that they're going to liberate the country, and they're perpetrating wickedness right in the Western world. They perpetrate this kind of wickedness. I don't know how high it goes. I don't know. I don't know who knew or who didn't know, but I'm speaking from experience. We're speaking right now. They tried to get me to join their cult and I refused. And they put out a word to make sure I don't get employment. I'm talking to you right now on a college campus in Los Angeles, in a city that has so many job openings for security. But I know if I went to a platform, they even sent fellow Cameroonians. They sent fellow Cameroonians to lie to me and send me to wrong directions. Fellow Cameroonians would sell their souls for money to do this to a fellow Cameroonian. That's to tell you how wicked people can be. You have to be careful with these things. I'm right here in Los Angeles, and this is part of what I'm facing. That tells you how wicked they can be. And I've been praying about this, and this morning when I was walking home, God told me, make a YouTube video and try to send it to some Cameroonians so it's not nobody knew about it. So in case they do it, you know how to react to it. You know how to react to that kind of situation. You don't foolishly do what they want. If they instigate something, it's because they want you to come out marching and doing all that stuff so they can have a chance to snatch you and sacrifice you to the devil and do blood sacrifice and kill you and destroy the country like that and keep destroying. They don't believe that the country can have a partnership where both France and Cameroon benefits from it. The idea is just to oppress. They feel good when they oppress other people. And they try to do it in hiding. So that's why I'm putting out this video. And we'll continue putting them out as God leads us. Because the devil, he's not asleep. He's not asleep. He's busy at his work, so we have to be busy at ours. And I'm saying this to my fellow Cameroonians. If that happens, that's how to react to it. You don't want no French soldiers coming to your country and taking over the country and then paying fellow Cameroonians in the soldier to go out and rape your daughters, sacrifice them to the devil, have all kinds of wild beast-like looking creatures appear to them in the forest, and then infect them with HIV and send them back to infect all of you guys. You guys don't want that to happen. Alright, as I get more updates on this, now I'll put it up. Let me stop there for now.